Hi everyone, Pete Snow here for Xylem Rental Solutions. Today we're talking about secondary check valves in the discharge piping of temporary mine dewatering applications. Portable diesel-powered pumps are often used in mines and quarries on a rental basis to remove water, and sometimes removing that water means pumping up a high wall. The key message of this video is the importance of using a secondary check valve on the discharge of that portable pump. But let's take a step back. The primary check valve is located directly off the discharge of the pump. The purpose for this valve is to keep air from entering the volute while the self-priming diesel-powered pump is reducing atmospheric pressure on the suction side of the pump. Once the pump gets primed, the primary check valve opens and pumping begins. Okay, now back to the secondary check valve, and a term you've probably heard before, Waterhammer. As we know, water is not compressible. When the pump is discharging water and then it shuts off, the water stops and there's a tremendous force exerted on the piping and, more importantly, the pump discharge, which is at the bottom of the high wall, where the force will be the greatest. If the application only has the primary check valve, that force not only hits the check valve, but the pump impeller as well, forcing it to turn backwards, which it really doesn't like to do, seeing as it's connected to the diesel engine. Repeatedly shutting down a diesel-powered centrifugal pump that has high elevation on the discharge and no secondary check valve will create Waterhammer that will eventually stress the pump shaft to the point of failure. And now you're talking about a total rebuild with shaft, bearings, impeller, lots of money and downtime. But there's a simple solution. Install a secondary check valve in the discharge piping about 30 feet or 10 meters from the pump discharge. This valve will absorb the vast majority of the Waterhammer, and any residual force will dissipate over the distance to the primary check valve. Oh, one last thing. Always put a T with a drain valve on the discharge side of the secondary check valve to allow for draining the dead leg of water in the discharge piping. Temporary high wall pumping can be done reliably over a long period of time if you protect the pump from Waterhammer. For more information, contact your local Xylem Rental Solutions pump expert. For Xylem Rental Solutions, I'm Pete Snow. See you next time.